Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are literally pulling back the curtain on tomorrow's world to look at ETAXI. This is a project that's trying to completely transform urban mobility in one of Italy's absolute busiest hubs, Milan. So, if you've ever been curious about how wildly complex ideas, things like artificial intelligence, real-time data, and blockchain, are practically coming together to prepare us for the era of the Robotaxi, well, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this.
Because it's the ultimate question, right? I mean, picture a city like Milan. You've got these incredible historic streets, completely unpredictable traffic patterns, random construction zones popping up, and just this vibrant, chaotic energy. How on earth do you prepare an environment like that for fleets of self-driving cars? If you just drop a bunch of autonomous vehicles onto those streets, you don't get the future, you just get a really high-tech traffic jam. ETAXI actually realized something crucial: autonomous driving is just one piece of the puzzle. What a city truly needs first is an orchestra conductor, an intelligence that coordinates the entire rhythm of the city, turning raw transport into a fluid, highly efficient ecosystem way before the actual robotaxis even show up. So to really wrap our heads around how they're building this, we're going to use a peeling the onion kind of framework.
All right, let's peel back layer 1, the surface. Introducing the artificial intelligence Martina.
Looking at this very first layer, we find an experience that is entirely appless and totally frictionless. You literally just speak naturally to Martina, which is their 24/7 AI call center. The system instantly recognizes what you need, shoots you an SMS confirmation with the vehicle details, and gives you a link to track your taxi live on a digital map. That's it. No passwords to memorize, no clunky apps cluttering up your home screen, and no steep learning curve. It is a crazy advanced AI system brilliantly disguised as just a simple, everyday phone call. And here's the real kicker. The added cost to the consumer for using this 24/7 AI assistant? Exactly zero. 0 cents. The service strictly follows the standard municipal taxi fares of Milan. By actively choosing not to charge a premium for this tech, ETAXI is ensuring massive, rapid public adoption. They're getting people comfortable with AI-driven mobility right now today, which is an absolutely crucial stepping stone for everything that comes next. But that naturally begs the question, how does Martina actually know what to do? How does she know exactly where the cars are?
Well, that brings us right to layer 2, the engine, powered by live radar technology.
So, ETAXI makes this very clear. They're not trying to build the cars themselves. Instead, they're building the city's nervous system. This live radar acts as a real-time digital map that is constantly monitoring taxi stands and tracking vehicle density all across Milan and its province. But it isn't just passively watching, it's actively predicting. It uses predictive models to manage traffic, account for active construction sites, and route around unexpected events in real time. And by doing all that, it optimizes how the fleet is distributed, basically ensuring that the service stays equitable and accessible for everyone, no matter where they happen to be in the city. But to make all that predictive routing actually work, you need speed. Incredible, mind-bending speed. 14 milliseconds. That is the latency of their AI fleet management infrastructure. To put that into perspective for a second, a blink of an eye takes about 300 milliseconds. So in the time it takes you to blink, the ETAXI Live Radar has updated its understanding of the city's entire mobility landscape over 20 times. That ultra-low latency is an absolute prerequisite if you want to safely and efficiently synchronize autonomous vehicles with the highly unpredictable dynamics of a busy European metropolis. Because ultimately, the true enduring economic value of the future of transportation, it doesn't actually sit just in the hardware. It isn't just about the fancy LiDAR sensors or the microchips inside the cars. The real value is in the operational direction. It's that layer coordinating thousands of those vehicles simultaneously. That is what transforms a bunch of expensive, independent cars into a reliable, governable, and totally interoperable service for the whole city. So we've got the surface with our AI Martina and the engine with our 14-millisecond live radar. But what powers the whole shebang?
Let's peel back the final layer. Layer 3, the fuel, the ETAXI token and economic ecosystem.
Orchestrating a massive citywide fleet requires way more than just data. It requires perfectly aligned economic incentives. Think of this custom crypto-economic concept, proof of orchestration, as the vital bridge between the digital blockchain world and the actual physical taxis on the streets of Milan. When a robotaxi needs to move from a low-demand area over to a high-demand area, an intelligent repositioning, it gets incentivized via coordination micropayments. This actively reduces empty miles, synchronizes the fleet, and just optimizes the entire network's efficiency. And the economic benefits aren't just reserved for the fleet operators either. They extend directly to the passengers. You get up to 5% cashback on your transfers. Seriously, by rewarding the user directly, ETAXI seamlessly blends daily mobility with digital finance. It creates this powerful, virtuous cycle of adoption. People are incentivized to use the system, so the system gets more data. The routing becomes even more efficient, and the entire ecosystem just thrives.
So, bringing it all together, the ETAXI token really acts as the economic heart of this entire system. Between the 5% user cashback and the proof of orchestration micropayments, all of which are built on the Binance Smart Chain, by the way, we are seeing a modern blockchain infrastructure hard at work. The token functions as a shared economic language, an interoperability protocol that can be shared between private fleet operators and public infrastructure alike, making the whole mobility landscape totally transparent and frictionless.
All right, let's look at the ultimate resolution here. Vision 2027, the Robotaxi era.
Everything we've just discussed is laying the groundwork today so that the city is perfectly primed for tomorrow. If we look at the future of mobility, on one side you have the autonomous vehicles themselves, the essential hardware, the physical cars, the sensors. But on the other side you have the operational orchestration. That's the live radar, the AI intelligence of Martina, the ETAXI token. While the hardware navigates the physical road, the orchestration is what navigates the city itself. ETAXI's vision proves that the true strategic value lies in weaving these incredible machines into a fluid, efficient, and deeply integrated urban service.
We are quite literally watching a historic city build a digital nervous system in real time, merging AI, predictive data, and crypto economics to completely redefine how we move. The future isn't just self-driving, it is beautifully, meticulously orchestrated. So are you ready to take your seat in the orchestrated future of Milan's mobility? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helped map out exactly how ETAXI is steering us into tomorrow. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you on the next one.